Hello once again, welcome to this video, and we'll be having a little conversation today to all the homeschool moms out there. We're going to be talking about how you can be a better homeschool mom. We'll be answering that question in this video. For all you homeschool moms out there, one of the first questions that you really have is teaching. How can I teach better, right? What are the strategies I can use to teach better? Second is, how can I organize the environment and make that a really enriching environment for them to work in? How do I take care of myself? And then how can I really not just be the teacher, but be the mom and have those two roles really blend well and build a great relationship with my child? And of course, we want to see how this would play out in the real world with some examples and strategies and such. So we'll do all that next. To be an effective teacher, one advantage you have in a homeschool is the ability to build a relationship with the children, your own or even others if it's like a co-op. Typically, a homeschool environment is going to be smaller. That fosters that kind of ability to connect with the kids. Also, very often in some sort of co-op or homeschool kind of setting, any other kid besides your own children that you're homeschooling tend to be connected to them. They tend to know you outside of like school. It's through other groups or clubs or sports teams or things that the kids are involved in. That's kind of another way that you've connected. So that's number one, is this relationship aspect. Number two is how you go about actually helping your child learn the information, right? So your own organization, your ability to begin to understand that kids learn differently and to try to find different ways of learning, to begin to teach them how to learn on their own, which is a skill you can begin developing very early, understanding the importance of answering questions and asking questions, dialogue with each other, getting kids to teach their peers or even teach you. These are all simple strategies that you can begin to apply. And then for yourself, it's thinking outside the box by asking better questions of yourself, like, how can I better really get them to understand this? Or, geez, my daughter, she's just not quite getting it. How can I go about showing her, getting her to understand how to do this or why you do this, whatever the question really is. So that process that you go through will help you find the solutions that you'll implement as a strategy. The other thing, moms, or whoever it is homeschooling, but the question was oriented towards moms, so that's who we're going to address. But whoever it is at home, where you are having your homeschool setting, it is having it organized and decluttered. Everything having this space, clear spaces for them to work. Things that might be up in the periphery would be positive messaging, maps, posters with positive things, bright lights being appropriate, quiet spaces for them to work and focus and concentrate. You want to have as few distractions around as possible. Supportive in your own dialogue and what you project with terms of patience. And, I was a classroom for 30 years. There are times I would get frustrated, maybe some with the students, but lots of times the frustration was really like, I'm not helping, I'm not getting through. So understanding that and being able to step back, all of those things are part of that environment, right? Having a good structure and discipline, particularly an understanding with other families that might be bringing kids to you, or if there's groups or co-op kind of thing. What's that gonna look like? How's that gonna go so that we can correct behavior in a positive way and a way that doesn't really create tension within the community. Inevitably, discipline by its very nature is uncomfortable for the person being disciplined. It can be slightly uncomfortable for those seeing the discipline, whatever that discipline is, by its very nature. But you can do that in a way that actually enhances the overall environment and not make it more stressful. So all those things would go into improving that organization and structure of the learning environment. The other piece that's going to help make you a better homeschool mom is taking care of yourself. When you are homeschooling your own child, even other children, you're with them all day, right? You are teaching them, you are parenting them, you're doing all those things with others. There's an emotional toll on that. It's the fact of being a parent and a teacher combined, so you need to learn how to take care of yourself. This is really true. I don't care whether you're homeschooling or not. Just homeschool adds some of these extra pressures, but whatever you're in, that relationship with your children is enhanced when you are in better emotional control of your own life, when you take care of the stresses of life for yourself. There's a whole mindset related thing. It's vitally important for you to have in your own life some habits, rituals around managing your own mental health, physical well-being. They're all related, spiritual well-being, all of that. When you take care of yourself, those days, no matter what's going on, no matter how many life's challenges may pop in the course of the day, you're better equipped to sail into those storms of life, come out the other side better, stronger, and at the same time, help your children. Being a homeschool mom or dad, being a homeschool parent, offers you an opportunity to really build strong connections with your kids. That parent-child relationship can really blossom as a parent and the child. That relationship, simply by as you help them develop all those social skills, the mindset skills, the knowledge, the learning. When you're teaching and sharing and discussing, you begin to learn how your child thinks in a way that a lot of parents don't get to see. You begin to understand them on a whole new level when you're seeing how they meet some of those daily challenges that typically is happening at school and you don't see it. All this really helps you connect in a completely different level with your child. That bond becomes, oftentimes has that opportunity to become much stronger, much more, just a much deeper connection on an emotional level, spiritual level, the whole realm. Of course, all of you out there probably want to hear a real life example. So let's talk about Rachel. Rachel had decided that she was going to become a homeschool mom. And, she started in and didn't have any education background, right? So some of those concerns were there. She did a little bit of her homework ahead of time and knew that, all right, I need to try to, be creative and get my children playing, particularly at this young age, and learn through play. So she used online resources, curriculum that she had purchased, created an atmosphere where there was engaging lessons, where there was dialogue and conversation and work with others. There was time to practice skills individually on their own. She had set up opportunities for kids to actually try to, particularly as they moved along in schooling, but be able to just, this is what I have to do, this is what I do next, this is what I do next. It's kind of a checklist thing. If they got stuck, they would try to figure it out. Maybe they'd ask one of their other kids who was being homeschooled or mom. She had created this learning environment that was positive and uplifting and distraction-free. She looked into all those kind of things. She took care of herself. She had her children begin to learn how to do some household chores at a very young age to help with the whole managing of the house that she was kind of taking on because she was home and doing the teaching and all that. She had time outside of the family that she would do for herself. Her husband was very supportive of all that. She and her husband had husband-wife time where they would have somebody come in and watch the kids or drop their kids off somewhere else, and they would do things together. So there's that self-care, the social connections with other people. And she applied all those things to the homeschool. And as the children grow and developed, and she kept getting better, that relationship, that bond connected, and long-term results from Rachel and her kids were they got outstanding education, really connected with their mom. They got to see their mom in a new light as sometimes she was doing her own schooling with them, right? Modeling all that. And all of that really helped develop those children and prepare them for life in a very productive and happy life. Really hope that you got some really golden nuggets out of this video, that you take what you learned, that you apply it in your life. Of course, I'm asking you to subscribe to our channel where you can check out other videos. In particular, you might be interested in the video that answers the question, how many hours is necessary for a homeschool student? You could watch that video today. Subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one.